Okay, so it is time. Least Gohan, LR Ultimate Disappointment, various different names from the chat. I do think Gohan is pretty good. But LR Ultimate Gohan versus SYN Shenron. So we're going to see how well this man can do. Obviously the goal is going to be to get him as built up as possible before the end. Because obviously by the time we get to physical SYN, we're not going to have his guard. But in these early turns, he's going to be looking pretty good. So I'm going to turn that off now. I just wanted to get his intro in the video, but we don't need any of the other ones. This is actually a good setup here, because one of the things I mentioned in the initial showcase for Vegito is that you don't necessarily have to float him off turn 1 against this SYN, because when he comes back and instantly transforms, you don't really want to be in the AGL phase. Now, I say that, but of course, to throw a monkey wrench in my plans, it couldn't be a Gohan Showcase without starting off with, on the first turn, him having key issue, and I had to put Gamma 2 in slot 2 so that he could actually get 18 key, which is unfortunate. But to be in his defense, this is not a good starting rotation. Either of the two units that I wanted him to be with are not on the same turn as him. So that is unfortunate, but he got the super attack nullification in there, so you love to see that. We did get the additional super from getting to the 18 key, so that's good. Can we get the additional from the hidden potential as well? We do not, but we always take the 2 supers if we can get them in the first turn, so that's good. And then I did want Gamma 1 to have gotten some build up. And like I said, I didn't ideally want to float off Vegito in the first turn, because I quite like him to come in and transform on the physical phase, because in the AGL phase he's got type advantage anyway, so he doesn't really need to be having 100% dodge for that one turn. But you know, here's what it is. We're going to be using him as a slot 3 floater on this team anyway, just because, you know, he's on superheroes, so he makes it onto Gohan's team. And he'll be pretty good as a slot 3 float, right? 70% chance to dodge. The 100% dodge chance turn obviously still is very effective, but okay. Now another unit that works really, really well with this Gohan is this Gohan, who seems to be very underrated or like undervalued by a lot of people in the community. Maybe just because it's a kid Gohan, I don't know. But he is really good, so he links very well with Ultimate Gohan as well. So these two are going to be cooking on a rotation together. There's a dodge from Gohan, okay. See, 7.5 on the first turn. Now bear in mind, he's got no attack support. He's got no build-up because this is his first attack. He has guard on this turn. He's lowering the enemy's attack with the 18 key super, which you can do against Int Sin, so that is quite useful as well. We got the additional from the hidden potential. Ooh. Now, unfortunately, this means no build-up for the Kid Gohan, which is not ideal, because Kid Gohan actually can be good against physical SYN, but he needs to have gotten some build-up first, which we have not done at this point. So, let's see. Right, now, this is the rotation I wanted to run, right? Piccolo in slot 1, because, you know, he shares a few links with Gohan. Well, I say a few. It's Fierce Battle and Legendary Power. But after he gets hit in slot 1, he gives everyone 2 key, which obviously then helps Gohan to super attack. So I didn't really want to sell out Piccolo for key, but let's see what happens if I do this. So this is the biggest problem with Gohan, is you don't want to like sell out your other units for key, but sometimes you have to if you want him to super, which I think is unfortunate. So we'll see how this plays out. We're not getting the 18 key super, but both the Gohans supered twice in their first turn. So, because the thing is, one of the things about Ultimate Gohan is he's kind of always been a unit that he benefits from you building the team around him with like key support, units that give him like links and stuff like that. But like, obviously as you go into harder events, there are certain units that would be good to run alongside him to help support him, that you just can't really run in those events because the events are too difficult, right? But can we get another super attack nullification here? Hey, let's go. Now that is cool. I think that's the thing that people overlook as well a lot. The fact that he has the Ki Blast Super Nullification, which is obviously very powerful, right? Just takes 0 damage from a Ki Blast Super if it goes off, so...
Do you want to taste the power of the ultimate android?
The ultimate android. Shout out to Tyree Nesbit for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you. Alright, so Yasha time. Here comes Tech Vegito Blue. Oof. Yeah, see, this is just, man. No key support in slot 3, and then look what happens. You can't get the 18 key super for Gohan. Man. All in the family, though. What is his defense start of term? 444k. Yeah, that is very disappointing. Like, his key issues will always be the worst thing about this unit, especially when you consider the fact he gets extra key per orb that he picks up, and it's still often an issue to get an 18 key super for him. Like, that is just very, very unfortunate, right? Yeah, I wanted Gohan to get some build up. He's not really a slot 1 unit, but we didn't get him any attacks on his previous rotation, so wanted him to be able to get some attacks off here. And get some hits in, obviously, as well. But I mean, Gohan still can perform. Like, 9.4 million for a 12 key super is still pretty good. But it's unfortunately, when that's the only thing you're doing in the turn, that's where he can look a little bit disappointing. And the worst thing is, like, I made the jokes at the beginning about, like, least Gohan and stuff. But I said, like, I do really like this unit. But I can already tell now that the rabid Gohan defenders, after these last 2 turns where we couldn't even get 18 key for him, I'm sure they're already furiously typing away in the comment section that I'm using him incorrectly, like I built the team badly for him or something. And if the team was only better, then he would be doing better. But, I mean, what could I say? Now, on this turn, we would have been able to get the 18 key super, but there's no way, because Piccolo... If I put Piccolo in slot 1, even if I got 1 orb, he's going to get 2 key from getting hit, and then he's going to kill him. So, ideally, I want Gohan to be able to attack again. I mean, he will negate a super if there's a super in slot 1, so I guess we could just do it like this. Yeah, see, 96k from a normal now that his guards run out. Yeah, see, ideally we would never put him in slot 1, but we've put him in slot 1 to compensate for the fact that he missed out on attacks earlier on, which is unfortunate. Yeah, Gohan, Gohan's links will always be confusing to me. Why he doesn't have prepared for battle, like... It's like, no, we'll give him shocking speed and then not give that to a bunch of the other units that you really want to run with him, like... Okay, so... To use this... He wasn't prepared for that battle. I mean, he was, right? This version of Gohan was. Like, the one that turned up and jumped out of an exploding plane, ready to go, and he was prepared for battle. Like, you could say Gohan at the beginning of the movie wasn't prepared for battle, but this Gohan was prepared for battle, right? I mean, I guess we do this now as well. I still love this animation. Like, say what you want about him not being a playable Beast Gohan, but so good. Special beam cannon! Yeah. So, the only thing I can think, how do I play out this rotation now? Because they've both got 500k defense, but no guard. So, I feel like, do I have to do this? But even this might not be good enough. Because I can't get a super with Gamma 1 unless I get these. Yeah, you could argue that he's one of the best in the game, yeah. So if I do this for Gohan, it's just putting that in Gohan in slot 1 just seems like a terrible idea. How many times has he been hit? Because he gets a defense buff once he's been hit. Oh no, he gets the attack buff. Oh, he has to get hit 5 times to build up defense, but... Also, you know how often SYN likes to super in slot 1, so... Although we have removed one of his attacks. Let me do this and just see how the turn plays out. So do that, and then grab these for you. So orbs-wise, this works out quite nicely, but... I'm gonna say that the attack we removed was the super, because... I mean, look at Gohan, like... Int Gohan, a Whis active, yes... But he's an int unit. Mine's 55%. And this is the new hardest physical boss in the game. And he's taking double-digit damage in slot 1. Like, you have to remember that even though we used an item, there are other physical units that you put them in slot 1. Or sorry, int units. That you put them in slot 1 against Omega. SYN. Oh my god. Can I say the right words? Int units that if you put them in slot 1 against SYN, with a single Whis active, will still be taking, like, damage from normal attacks, right? So, 55% LR Kid Gohan taking double digits is pretty good there. And then because this is the turn where we use the active skill, we get the full passive for Gohan. So, tons of super attacks from him here. I mean, again, like, he can look good. I think the thing you have to do is you have to make sure that you have, like, a really solid slot 1 unit for him. Oh, he dodged the super. So far in this run, Gohan nullified every beam super that came his way, and then that super, which he can't nullify, he just dodged. So, yeah, that was pretty good. Now, I wonder how much damage we would have taken without the Whis in slot 1, considering we didn't negate the super, it was in slot 2 against Gohan. But, I mean, that was pretty good. And now... we can special beam cannon again, because why wouldn't we? Now, in terms of if we were going for optimal plays, right, where we were just trying to get the dub at all costs, we would just use the giant form with Orange Piccolo. But I want to see how this turn plays out. We still have the Whis in play, right, so we shouldn't have to worry too much. Plus, I believe, isn't the first attack on this turn an AoE? So... yeah, it is. So anytime you get... oh, wow, okay. I mean, why wouldn't we, right?
Take a good long look. This is the true power of Vegito.
Special beam cannon setting up the final Kamehameha. You love to see it. And then... grab these for you. That gives Gohan extra 2 key when Piccolo gets hit, which, unfortunately, whilst it does get us the 18 key super, still doesn't get us the, doesn't get us to 20 key for the additional, but... alright, so, let's see how this plays out here. So, 1 AoE removed. Piccolo was already fully built up, so that's good. No super in slot 1, which is also good, because then Piccolo gets to get another super attack off here and get his defense up. Obviously, him getting hit, like I say, gives everyone 2 key. Okay, how much does he take from this with a Whis active? It should be... is it going to be double digits still? No. Yeah, see, SYN does hit incredibly hard, right? Remember how strong Piccolo is defensively? And with a Whis active after supering, he still takes damage. So... But yeah, Gohan rocking some beefy attack stats here. There's the additional as well, 9.7. But just remember, on the turn where you get the active skill, you don't need to get 20 ki, because by using the active skill, that fully activates his passive. So he gets the effective against all types and the chance to do the extra super, even if you don't get to 20 ki. So that is good. Yeah, and then 8.4 for Vegito. Obviously, Vegito being in slot 3 hasn't really been built up, so not his best showing, but this kind of just shows, you know, he can make a nice, handy slot 3 unit on this team. Getting that dodge. There's the crit. I mean, to be fair, this man can super attack so many times. He potentially is just going to kill him anyway. Okay, no. I say that, of course, and then he just stops super attacking. Now this turn is interesting. Gohan's up to 640k. Well, both of them are. Damn. Now, regardless of which Gohan I put in slot 1, if we get super attacked, we die. So I really wanted this to end with a win, but look at all of these attacks in slot 1. This is actually crazy. I should have giant formed after all, right? Because the giant form wouldn't have killed, and then that last turn we would have killed. But I mean, if the first attack of the turn isn't a super, well, the only attack, those two attacks that aren't AoEs, right? If the non-AoE attacks are not supers, then we just win now, right? If they're not, we die. But again, I feel like you can't really blame Gohan, right? He's not a unit that you put in slot 1 and hope he lives a super, right? Because it's double damage from the AoE. You dodged. You take 300k, yikes. And there we go. We didn't get supered in slot 1. So Gohan, 13.4 million. And that was obviously the Whis has run out. So that's him taking double-digit damage from the normal attacks and the AoE from SYN in slot 1 pre-super. So I think that is pretty good. The problem with Gohan is always going to be his ki. But I think we saw multiple turns during this run where you could see his power, right? Like him putting out those crazy attack stats and everything. It's just obviously the balance you have to find is when you're doing these tougher events, you want to run units where they're going to be helping him out with the links like shocking speed or ki support, but those units still have to be good enough that you can run in this event, that they don't just get immediately blasted to death by SYN Shenron, right? So very tricky, but it is what it is. So yeah, Gohan looking impressive in some cases, not in others when it comes to the ki. Like I said, I'm sure multiple people will tell me it's just because I didn't run the team correctly, but I tried to build a team that I thought would make Gohan look good, but also wouldn't just get immediately slapped up by SYN. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.